Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are back here with another sound clip. This will be the first sound clip video done on the new phone. I tested a couple before just to see how the sound was. It's not terrible, it's still not the greatest, but it's I think it's a little bit better than what it was just because the newer phone. But we have a early K5HL, and we'll get some sound on this, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit about this one. So get you guys set up in your spot. All right, and I will be right back. Alrighty, guys. So that is a pretty damn good sounding horn. And as you'll see in the title, this particular one I built with early 90s Tagless bells. So these bells that are on this horn, with the exception of the two-piece 1L, those were from a Norfolk Southern K5LA that I had got last summer. And some of you might remember a couple of videos that I did on it. It's the one that has it was a white Graham, or Jesus Christ, Graham white rebuild. Fucking mixing it up here. And it's the one that had the sticker on it from the Graham white rebuild. And I ended up switching a lot of stuff around over the end of the summer into this summer, shipping out a lot of parts, getting stuff back, as you guys have seen in some of my other videos. And this particular set of bells wound up not getting used because I had a little bit better set that I wanted for the actual K5LA, which I used the 5 from that on. You guys would have seen that a few videos back. It was still a tagless Norfolk Southern K5LA. I know I got the video on it somewhere. Not too far down, because I know it was one that I did this summer. So this is the bells from that horn. While I just through swapping stuff around and kind of changing my mind on a few things and stuff like that, I ended up kind of coming up with doing a early K5HL with tagless 90s bells. And the thing sounds beautiful. Pretty nice blend for it being an HL. There's a little inconsistency in my air, which it kind of fights with. But overall, really nice, level, real beautiful horn. Now, it shouldn't sound like it sounds, because, as I said, I'm using a K5LA bell set. The 3 bell, the 3A, I had a shim made for this and installed it to bring it up to a straight 3. So had to do a bell conversion on that to get the proper sound. Yes, it would have sounded absolutely incredible as a K5HLA, but I already have a few of those, and I kind of just wanted to do just a general early K5HL with early bells. I just have a really nice, bright sounding early K5HL. So I went ahead and had my machinist make up a shim. It's a pretty thick shim because it's got to fill that whole bore for the 3A and bring it up to a straight 3. The 4A didn't have to do anything with because, as a lot of you guys know, a early 80s to 90s to early 2000s 4s and 4As were all the same pretty much. There was true 4s in the 80s and 90s, but for the better part of everything, they just kind of standardized the half-step bore for 4As and 4s. It was easier on them for production, cheaper, and the only difference in these would be it either has an A stamp or it doesn't, and depends on what horn it went on, whether it be a K5L, K5LA, whatever. So this bell I didn't have to do any modifications to because it was already correct bore depth. Everything else was just fine. Just had to make the shim for the 3A to bring it up to a 3. Overall, beautiful sounding horn, really bright, real powerful. It does have, with these being 90s bells, they are all large inlet except for the 2-piece 1L. Now, raised letter 1Ls, the die-cast ones, are a large inlet, but the sand-cast ones, the first production ones, were a small inlet. So it kind of works out to where all the smaller bells are a big inlet, and then the bigger bell is a small inlet. You don't really get too much fight on that. You guys might remember one of my videos from a little while back in the summer. I built a early CSX K5HL hybrid. That was the 3-3A combo, and I talked about how the 2 and the 3A on that horn are both 90s bells. Everything else is era correct and correct to the horn itself. And that horn sounded, that's probably one of my best sounding early K5HLs. My K5HLB is a pretty good top contender too because that horn's really smooth, really blendy. I'm going to do kind of go back and redo a sound clip on that, just that way you guys can hear that again. But yeah, this one's great. I do plan on leaving this as is. It is going to be a permanent horn in the collection. We're going to flop the 2 back around. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the back cap is not in the correct arrangement because it will be in the correct arrangement once I take that off and flip it back around. The manifold was originally a 40K era manifold. The tag was taken off of it before I received it, and it also had a sound certified tag on one side because it was a redone horn. And I ended up taking that tag off, filled in the holes. I need to sand down my stuff that I put on there. I think it's that side, yeah. And I just ended up putting I had a 40K era tag that I put back on the manifold on the correct side there. I thought about, since these were tagless era bells, of putting no tags on it and filling in all the holes and just having it be a tagless H5 manifold, but kind of wanted to just kind of keep it as a nice looking, nice sounding representation of an early K5HL. It's super nice because everything just so happened to be black on this already. The 1L that I got separately, this 1L is what was on my 90s K5LLA, if some of you remember that. If you don't, you can go back through my videos and find it. I don't have that horn anymore. I disassembled it. That's what actually got turned into the NS Tagless K5LA. So I had this 2-piece 1L left over, and these bells left over, and a black manifold left over. So everything kind of worked out to where it almost looks like it's an original horn because it's all in black paint. So I thought that was kind of cool, and that just kind of worked out in itself. I am running the original big bubble caps, and the caps are all, except for the 2-piece 1L, all the caps are still on their original bells. This back cap was from the 5 bell that used to be with this set. And so yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Just a nice, beautiful sounding early K5HL with 90s tagless bells on it. Great sounding horn. Looks really nice. Just has kind of the right amount of chipping on it and kind of looks like a really nice original piece. So that'll definitely be one that I keep in the collection as a permanent horn. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Like I said, if you want to hear some of my other early K5HLs that I did in the summer, those videos are there. I have some from way back too of different things. So I do plan on re-recording some of them. Hopefully before the end of the summer, we're pretty much there. So I gotta really try to crank out some of these sound clips. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And until next time, take care.